be the champion, you have to be the champion before you're the champion. And that makes a lot of fucking sense. It really does. If you want something, if you have an ideal, if there's a destination you're trying to get to, you absolutely have to embody the principles, the traits, the habits, the behaviors, the characteristics that are required to attain that, to get there. It's part of the deal. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's necessary. And I think once people make this leap where they separate themselves from the outcome and instead focus on the present and recognize that all the power, all the strength that they need to succeed is already within them, that they don't need to look elsewhere, they just need to look inwards, everything changes. Everybody from athletes to executives to artists, everywhere, in every industry. And I think it's huge. So I want to share with you a couple stories from my journey that reflected this, and hopefully you guys can kind of learn from some of my mistakes so it doesn't take you as long or as many hardships to figure it out. So before I begin, for those of you who don't know, my name is Gavin Aiden. I'm a junior world champion powerlifter, multi-time world record holder, and I run a few businesses. I'm an older brother to 3 younger siblings. Yeah, let's do it. Story number 1, I was prepping for my first open world championship. It was in South Africa, 15-hour flight from where I live. And brutal travel, 3 hours from the airport to the venue. I mean, it was nuts. I got there a whole week in advance. I had done everything I possibly could to be as prepared as possible for this competition. I truly believed I had the strength to win, and I did everything I needed to. My nutrition was in check, cardio was in check, training was in check, everything. And get to the meet, long story short, I lost. Okay, I didn't just lose, I placed 4th. I missed my 3rd squat, which would have been a world record on depth. And as soon as I missed that squat, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle. Going into bench, it was tough. It was tough. We didn't get the bench we wanted. And then going into deadlifts, I literally got stapled by my second attempt on deadlift, 727 pounds, stapled to the floor, did not budge it. And I had a decision to make, either go up or whatever it was. I think it was 705 actually. Whatever it was, I had to go up to try and at least podium, to place 3rd. So I said, fuck it, we're here. We came here for a reason. We've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. Let's push all our chips to the center. So we put in an attempt that would at least help us podium. And despite not even being able to budge a lighter weight off the floor, the previous attempt, we were able to successfully get our 3rd attempt deadlift, which that I believe was 727 pounds. So we finished the meet. Long story short, we ended up placing in 4th. Somebody did edge us out of 3rd from that 3rd attempt deadlift that we did. That's what that secured us. So secured us third place. So I lost, and I was devastated. Not devastated in the sense like I couldn't believe that I had lost. I was devastated in the sense that my best wasn't enough. I knew that I had given everything, and it's such a hard truth, a hard reality to face when you realize that your best is simply not enough, that you are not enough. That's really hard to take on, especially as a young man. And good friend of mine, Ryan Lapidak, voice of powerlifting, he runs the King of the List pages. He came up to me in the back and he said, listen, man, I'm proud of you for loading up what you needed to podium and doing it. You went out on your shield. He said, circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him to himself. And I thought that was really powerful, and that's stuck with me. But really what hit me that day was I walked back. So the way it works in powerlifting is you got the stage, and behind the stage and like this big, curtain, whatever you want to call it, is the warm-up area, right? Where all the athletes warm up and, they do everything they got to do to then walk out onto the platform and compete. So I leave the warm-up area, I'm walking around, and you've got the platform, the stage we'll call it, and then all the audience, and I walk right past everything. On the side of the wall, I'm walking right past everything. And my mom, I was very blessed, my family came out, they flew out just to see me compete. My mom sees me, immediately knows what's going on in my head. She beelines right towards me, we both exit the building, and we're standing outside. And as soon as she took steps towards me, I started to break down. It was one of the only times that I cried after losing a competition. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was cold out, I could see my breath. She looked at me and she said, Gavin, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you because you gave everything. You always give everything. And in my head, I'm thinking, but my everything wasn't enough. It's not enough. Do you know what kind of the feeling of despair when you realize that you literally are not enough? There's nothing you can do. You simply don't have what it takes. It's such a heavy feeling. And she saw that in me. And so then she said this, yeah, but it's not about the outcome. It's who you become in pursuit of the outcome. And that hit me. She's right. It's not about the outcome. And there's so many things to that. What I learned in that moment was, this is a process. This is a journey. When I won Junior Worlds in Sweden 2 years prior to going to Open Worlds, or maybe it was 1 year, I forget. I had won. I had done what I had set out to do when I first started powerlifting. I wanted to be a world champion, and I finally become this junior world champion just 2 or 3 years later. And I do it, and I felt the emptiest I had ever felt, sitting there in Sweden alone. It was amidst the pandemic. I had traveled from America to Sweden by myself, competed, we won, and I'm sitting there in my hotel room alone. I felt so empty, so meaningless, so useless. I can't even describe it. It was like a rock bottom. It truly was my first real rock bottom moment in my life. So much in my life changed after that moment when I got back from Sweden. And I say that to say that she was right, that the outcome, I had wanted to become a junior world champion, and when I did, it didn't mean anything. It didn't do anything for me. And that's when I realized that the outcome doesn't really mean anything. What I learned, though, in the moment with my mom was that not only does the outcome not mean anything, but all the work, all of my everything that goes into it, whatever result that is, that doesn't mean anything either. And they are very different. Because imagine you win a championship, but you didn't have to try that hard. Okay, so you won the championship. Like we said, the title itself comes and goes. There's a new world champion every year. And I don't even remember who won Worlds 3 years ago in my own weight class. So I highly doubt people are going to remember when I win it, you know? So it's not even about that. But then let's take it to the next step. What if I do give everything to something and it's simply not enough? How do I live with that? Well, you live with that by recognizing that it's not about that. It's not about the result that comes from your everything. It's your willingness to give everything. That's what's special. How you choose to respond to the situation despite the result. It's your effort. That's basically what we're saying. It's about your effort. And when you are in control of your effort, you take your power back because now the choice is in your hands. Who you choose to be when nobody's looking, right? This is character and all that. So that's what I learned when my mom said that to me. When she said, it's not about the outcome, it's who you become in pursuit of the outcome. Because what it does is, it helps me take the chains off, guys. There's no more, do I win? Do I lose? Do I break a world record? Do I not? It's not about that anymore. It's about the love of the game, the love of just giving everything, just to see how far you can go. And what it also does is it frees you of the pressure of what if I don't accomplish what I've set out to. Guys, I've been trying to become an open world champion now for 5 or 6 years. I have climbed to the top of tested powerlifting over and over and over again. There is not a single event or thing that exists in the tested powerlifting world that I have not done yet. The only thing that's coming up is World Games in August, and there's even a chance I might be going to that. But that hasn't happened yet, so I can't count that. But everything else, Sheffield, competing in front of 2,500 people plus, setting world records in total and in squats and benches and all this stuff. I've done it all, guys. Like, I've been there. Now, have I accomplished my true vision of becoming a 2-weight class open world champion? No, not yet. But I'm telling you that I've been there at the top, and I've fallen all the way fucking down every single time. It's not about the outcome. It's who you become in pursuit of the outcome. The man I am now is way different than the boy I was back then. That's the truth. But what's required of you, the contract you sign, is that you're going to keep going no matter what. No matter what comes your way, you keep fighting. And I don't want this to be some cringy motivational nonsense, because that's not what this is. This is real. Now, the two other things I want to mention when it comes to this. The first, you don't want things to be easy. You want there to be a journey. The goal of all of this, I believe, is one, to carry your cross, okay, to take on responsibility, to aim high, to aim at something greater than yourself. And that, I'm telling you, it's a tough pursuit, because what you're really saying is I have to be willing to let go of what is for what could be. I have to be willing to kill a piece of myself so that I can build something new. I have to be willing to sacrifice who I am today for who I could be tomorrow. And that's a risk, but it's a choice. And I do believe, more often than not, it's a choice we have to make. We have an obligation to ourselves and the greatness within us, the potential we have. We have an obligation to that, to go do that. You don't want the journey to be easy. And let me put it to you this way. And this is kind of like that next lesson that I learned. And this was actually when I went to the first Sheffield. I was invited, and I came this close to finally breaking the world record. I got it in front of a massive crowd, the first Sheffield to ever exist on the planet. It was amazing cameras, the live stream was sick. I mean, everything was so awesome, the music, everything. And I set this world record. I've got these Viking braids, and I set it, it's like 740 something pounds. And I get it, right? And my mom says this is like the second time in her life she's ever seen my dad shed a tear, right? And that means something to me. The jury overturned it. So I didn't end up getting it. And that cost me the meet. Not only did I not get the world record, I ended up placing third at Sheffield, but I definitely, at least would have placed second had I gotten that world record squat. And I felt robbed. I feel like they stole it from me. Again, my everything wasn't enough. But then I remembered, it's not about the outcome. Fuck the outcome. I can't control what the jury's gonna do. I can't control what the referees are gonna say. I can't control the crowd or the noise or any of it, but I can control me. And I have a responsibility to do so. It's in my best interest and in the interest of the people I care about. And so you have to step up. No, it's not fair, but it's necessary. So Sheffield happens, missed the world record. I come back the following year. I get invited again, which is crazy. Got invited again, ended up battling it out with another lifter, and finally secured that world record squat. My point is, no one would want to read a story about a knight who never had to slay a dragon. That's not why we read fairy tales. We read fairy tales to be inspired, for something fantastical to happen, something magical, something beyond us, beyond our human experience. That's what we wanted. So don't you think your journey should be like that? Don't you think your journey has to be like that? Because it's not just about you. Not only do you need it, because every adversity and challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, and it truly is. It's your choice, but it truly is an opportunity. You have to take that opportunity. But on top of that, it's about everybody else who's gonna come after you. I started powerlifting because I was so fed up. I was so tired of being nothing. I knew I was born to be somebody great. I just needed a vehicle to do so. And who was I inspired by growing up? Arnold, Ronnie, CT, all these guys that were champions in their own right. So their journey, their excellence, their championship inspired me to now do what I do. And now I'm a content creator. I travel the world to meet people, to speak. I run businesses. I compete at the highest level in tested powerlifting. Like, look, I'm not amazing. I'm not trying to say this to gloat. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm not at all trying to come across as if I'm some fucking expert, amazing guy and you should all bow down to me. That's not it at all. I am extraordinarily imperfect, and I promise you I fail 100 times more than I succeed in every area of my life. But it's because of that failure that I'm able to keep going and going and going. I just keep coming. I mean, guys, when you shift this perspective from woe is me, the outcome is the outcome, and that's all that matters, and if I lose, then I'm nothing, you shift that from no matter what comes my way, I will adapt and overcome. I will continue to hustle, to grind, to grow, and to get better, period. Because that's who I am. That's in my DNA. I can control my effort. And because of that, I know no matter what happens, win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. Guess what? Next day is day one anyway. And that's the message. Let go of the outcome. Let go of that. Don't let that weigh. Look, I know when when you're in the heat of it, the championship's the next day, you're going to be nervous. You're going to feel all that, absolutely. But it's what you do with that energy. Transfer it. Can't be created or destroyed, right? It's there. It exists. So use it. Use it to your advantage. And recognize that this is where you want to be. is in the fire, is in the heat. That's what it's for. It's to forge you. Iron sharpens iron. People look at that and they say, "Oh, that's great because as iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. We all make ourselves better." But what they miss, and this is the most important piece of that, is sharpening has to happen. Sharpening has to happen. This isn't like one man speaks to you and then you get better. No, sharpening has to happen. And how do you sharpen something? You have to scrape it, right? You have to get into it. You have to put some elbow grease into it. Because you have to literally grind away all the garbage, all the stuff that ain't gonna cut it. No pun intended. To refine you, you have to shave and pull apart everything that you can't take with you in order to get to where you want to go. It doesn't serve you. And that's a grueling process, but it's necessary. So when you're mindful of the fact that it's not about the outcome, it's who you become in pursuit of the outcome, now you're thinking, what can I do to get better? You're not looking at wins and losses. You're looking at lessons. That's it. You're looking at ways to get better. What went wrong? What went right? What do I need to do to keep getting better? What skills can I learn? Who can I talk to? That's it. And before you know it, you will get so great, the world will not have anything greater to sharpen you with. And that's when you're the ultimate. That's when you're the true champion. That's when you are undeniable, unconquerable, indestructible. That's what I'm aiming towards. And I know that that's a level of perfection that is impossible to truly achieve because time is our only limitation, but time is the limitation. I think our potential is infinite, but we don't have an infinite amount of time to realize that potential. But while you are here, take advantage of that. Go all in. You're in control of your effort. And recognize it's not about the outcome. I'm telling you, as somebody who has won and who has lost, none of it matters. None of it. Next day is day one anyway. All right? Burn the ships. I will see you guys in the next YouTube video. Oh yeah, also too, if you want my free mindset training ebook, just enter your email. I'll send it to you. There's a download link below, I believe. And I am updating that. I'm completely revamping it. My goal is to hopefully publish that as a real book. I've gotten thousands of people give me really, really good feedback. I wrote it back in 2021. But yeah, if you guys want to download that, it's completely free. And if you do download it and you find some value in it, please let me know, man. I'd be more than happy to chat about it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video.